Thank you, Madam Chair, committee, for squeaking me in. We're in the throes of some deliberation in Education Committee right now, so I appreciate you guys having me in. Excited to have some bipartisan legislation. I can say that I'm kind of like a grandpa on his porch shouting about how renewal fees for CPLs are too dang high. I've been doing this for about 7 years. I know Rep. Carter has been involved in this and on the committee for some time as well, but this goes way back. Right now, it's $100 to get a CPL application, to pay that fee to get your CPL. Got to go through a bunch of training, things like that, pay all that. And the renewal fees are actually higher than the original application at $115. And so we did a little bit of digging into this to figure out, well, how much does it actually cost to process a renewal application for your CPL? And it differs by county. Goes as low as, I think, $8 in one county to as high as $28 in Calhoun County, I believe it is. And so we wanted to reduce this to be able to cover those costs down to $30. We in this state are very much an outlier among other states as to how much we put onto CPL owners, and their renewal fees, $115, is way outside the base there. One aspect that we are sympathetic to is the electronic costs. If someone chooses to get their application process electronically through MSP, that's something that we should be able to backfill in the MSP budget. But with that, pretty simple, cut and dry, but here for any questions.
Thank you, Representative. I'm going to go ahead and call up people supporting the bill that wish to speak. Right now, I'm going to have Nick Bougie and Brady, I don't know, say your name. I don't know. Yeah, that guy. From Nick Bougie is from the NRA, and the other one is Michigan Coalition and Responsible Gun Owners. And we still have 2 more bills. If you guys can just get to the point, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Cutting our comments down is, yeah.
Thank you.
I'll just start off. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee, for hearing our testimony. CPL fees function as a financial barrier to constitutional rights. The Second Amendment and Article 1, Section 6 of the Michigan Constitution guarantee the right to keep and bear arms. Exercising a constitutional right should not depend on an individual's ability to pay a high license fee. The current $115 renewal fee often prices out Michiganders who wish to continue to carry concealed for self-defense. Many states charge substantially lower for a comparable license. Indiana eliminated all license fees altogether in 2020. Kentucky charges $60 for new and renewal. Ohio, $67 for new, $50 for renewal. Pennsylvania, $20 for new and renewal. Wisconsin, $40 for new and renewal. Michigan's fees place it in the top tier nationally, despite automation and cost savings at the application or in the application process. Since since Shell issue became law in 2001, the administrative costs associated with gun review boards has been eliminated. Digital records and background checks have been streamlined, and the renewal process is often done online. Fingerprinting, database checks, and application management are now routine, requiring less manual review and fewer labor hours than in past decades. The fee no longer reflects the actual administrative cost of the license. Lowering these fees reduces barriers and promotes compliance with the law, encouraging lawful citizens to renew their license rather than carry on an expired license, which is a felony under Michigan law.
Thank you. I'm Brady Schickinger. I'm the Executive Director of the Michigan Coalition for Responsible Gun Owners, which is the organization primarily of CPL holders in our state. We are also a training organization. We have done training every year for probably the past 20 years to have legislators and legislative staff. So if any of you are interested in that, I'm the person you would want to get in touch with. And thank you to the chair for taking up the bill and the sponsor for sponsoring it. CPL fees have an unequal impact on urban and rural residents. They hit hardest in urban areas with high crime rates, where citizens may have the most need for carry for protection. Many rural counties as well have lower median incomes, meaning the fee disproportionately affects them. And women are the fastest growing group of CPL applicants in the state. 20 years ago, women made up 17% of CPL holders. Today, they make up 41% of CPL holders. So rapid growth with women taking our classes. Women in Michigan make 83 cents on the dollar compared to their male counterparts, meaning they face a disproportionate economic barrier with these high license costs. That's particularly the case with women seeking a emergency license for domestic violence situations. We are helping women pay for a lot of those licenses, but it's, we can't get it. Most of them probably don't make it to us. They're just not aware of it. So we support, short of constitutional carry, we support this bill and the reduced renewal fees similar to our neighboring states as a way to align with actual administrative cost.
Thanks, fellas. And next we have, not right now, wishing to speak. We have two people from the same organization. So if you would come up at the same time, Tom Lambert and Casey Armitage of Michigan Open Carry, both wishing to speak and supporting the bill.
You can go first.
Good morning, members of the committee. My name is Tom Lambert. For those of you who I have not had the pleasure of meeting yet, I've been the legislative director for Michigan Open Carry for about a decade and a half now. I do this on a voluntary basis, which means I am not compensated for my time, nor have I ever received a single cent reimbursing me for any of the expenses that I incur coming here. I do this because I'm passionate about this area of law. So my hope is that my testimony to you is valuable today and that no one finds it to be a waste of time. I've been around a while. I was here about a decade ago when we got rid of the county gun boards. At the 11th hour, I was there when the state police came in regards to a bill they were already supporting and suddenly demanded more money to support a bill that they were already supporting, for a bill that would make the process more efficient, not less. Since that time, whenever we have complained that the fees are way too high, as you've heard, the top tier across the nation, the state police have always said, well, you guys set the fees, not them. And they're right. Technically, you guys set the fee, not them. But what they always leave out is that they convinced your predecessors to give them more money. One of the things we got in exchange for that is that they would have to provide annual reporting as to the amount of money they bring in and the amount of expenses that they incur. And I've been tracking that. I meant to have this printed for you, but unfortunately I left it on my printer. I've been tracking that for over a decade now. Just in the portion that goes to the state police, they have shown statistically at least a 70% profit in that time, going or roughly a 70% profit. It dropped down to about 60%, and at one time it was even as high as almost 80% profit. Obviously, profit is revenue minus expenses, because they are statutorily required every year to tell us what are their expenses. And that's just, again, the state police portion. The county clerks are all over the board in this report, from $1.66 per license to $89.18. We've done research on this, trying to find statistical correlations on, do big counties have more of a per license cost than small counties? Is it anything else? We have been unable to find a statistical correlation. What we have seen are county clerks state that they have too much money in their what we call 5X fund, because money that goes to the county clerks is restricted to just CPL processing. Money that goes to the state police is not restricted to just CPL processing. And some county clerks have said they have too much money in that fund. They don't know what to do with it. So they've been trying to find creative ways to spend it on. But what you've heard overall is we have a very high fee in this state comparatively. That fee is not reflective of the cost incurred to get that license. And that is very important now, because this is the first time that this legislation has been heard since the Bruin decision from the United States Supreme Court. And there is a footnote in that decision that talks about unwarranted delay and fees in the process. So that last little bit is very important to everyone, because whether you support people carrying concealed or you don't support people carrying concealed, that's not the issue here. It's that you want people to go through this licensing process. And if a federal court were ever to find that the fees in this state are not reflective of the actual cost and strike down the requirement to get a license in the first place, I'm just going to guess that there are a lot of people in the committee that would not be happy with that result. I think the compromise is to ensure that the fees are reflective of the cost, and this bill significantly moves the needle in that direction. You have anything?
Just a little bit. So, hi, I'm Casey Armitage. I'm the president of Michigan Open Carry, and thank you to Rep. Leitner for having us provide testimony today. I echo everybody's support so far, and I'm well aware that there's like thousands of Michiganders that have sent in their support, so I'll keep it brief. I strongly support this bill. This is definitely common sense reform that reduces the barriers to exercising our constitutional right. You pretty much said everything, guys, on the numbers and all of that. So just keep it out. This is real common sense reform that really does help the people. It goes back to the people, and I'm here for it, and I think all of our people are too.
Thank you. We have one more. Marcy, if you can keep it super, super quick. We have another 2 bills to get through before noon. But Marcy Jankovic, Women for Guns Rights, would like to speak and supports the bills. Thank you, Marcy.
My name is Marcy Jankovic, and I'm the Michigan Director for Women for Gun Rights. We're a national organization trying to put the face of women on gun ownership and advocating for our Second Amendment rights. We have learned that doing that for 10 years is fine, but we need to be more active at the state level. And so for the past year, we've been organizing Michigan Women for Gun Rights, of which I'm director. I'm here to tell you that last August, I celebrated my 79th birthday by going to the county clerk's office in Jackson, Michigan, to renew my CPL for $115. As a senior citizen, I found that a little daunting. I don't think it's right to have a price, an economic value on my constitutional right. I don't have to pay a fee to exercise my right to free speech. I don't have to have a license to do those things, so I don't see why it should be any different here. I would encourage you to pass this bill, and I would also say that while I'm in favor of this bill, it doesn't go far enough. We really would support constitutional carry. I won't go into a whole lot about constitutional carry in this setting, but I would like you to know that we just consider this a step in the right direction, and I hope you support the bill.
Thank you. Thank you, Rep. Paquette. Right now, we are going to go ahead and move on to the next set of bills. I have a quick question. Oh, sure. Rep. Carter, sorry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Quick question. How many years is the CPL license good for?
5.
5? So $115 divided over 5 years? Okay.
But, you know, in Brad's defense, it's not like they're reviewing it every 5 years. Anyway, moving on, we are going to move to testimony on House Bills 4947 and 4948, Rep. Bagol and Rep. McFall.